debate, shall we? Last night, the Sunshine Coast Schools debating competition was on at the university, so lots of different age groups. They were given 1 hour to prepare their topic, and this is nerve-wracking stuff. Can you imagine having to not only give a speech, but then come up with something intelligent to say with just 1 hour's preparation, and then argue with each other and have a rebuttal, and it's amazing. In the studio, I've got Abigail Ellerton, who's 15. She's at St Andrews Anglican College. Morning.
Good morning.
I've also got Cara Schultz, who is 16. She's with the Sunshine Coast Grammar School. She was on the negative side. Abigail was on the affirmative side. Cara, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, team. What did you have to debate? What was the topic?
Well, the topic tonight was that Australia has become the 51st state of America.
And how were you told that?
Well, we get it in an envelope, yeah. And it's just written down, and we get an hour in the room to just prepare.
And you go off to a classroom?
Yep.
All right. Would you want to sit out your case and tell us what you spoke about, what your team spoke about?
Well, it was a confronting topic because it's very in your face, and so we had to pull it apart a bit and look at the different definitions of the topic, because as the affirmative team, we had to define what the topic meant.
You start off, don't you?
Yeah, we do. And we sort of had to look at it not as a literal sort of thing, but as sort of a metaphorical 51st state, so not an actual state of America, but we defined it as an independent nation with a heavy influence over. Yeah.
And in debating it, there is a real key part of it, isn't it? That is the definition. Because if you come up with a way to define it and then prove it on that definition, and the negative don't really disprove your definition, there's a problem with that, isn't it? Do you want to talk about that, Kat?
Yeah. In hindsight, last night, we probably should have argued with the definition, but we went with the 2 points of our political differences, and we talk about our political differences, obviously, and our cultural differences as well. The Australian spirit is vastly different to the American spirit.
So what were the things that you as the affirmative then said, Abigail, to kind of...
Well, we kind of had these same points but took a different take on them. So, like, the influence of the American culture on the Australian culture and...
Such as? What is that? TV? What did you talk about?
TV,
food,
advertising, food...
Yeah. And you
celebrities.
Celebrities. You guys are both the third speakers, yeah?
Yeah.
So did you even have a speech written at the end of that hour?
Well, you obviously have to finish the first two speakers' speeches before you can begin to summarise them. So that sort of puts the third speaker under a lot of pressure to get it done very quickly. And then half the speech is meant to be rebuttal, so that's also very nerve-wracking, but it does build the skills of being able to think on the spot.
So for that 1 hour, you guys are helping the other two speakers, eh? You're not really doing much of your own work.
Yeah. In the prep room, sometimes we like to have a little think about what we think the other team might say and prepare a little bit of rebuttal. It helps a bit to have something prepared.
So what do you have written? Do you have speeches? Do you have points? How do you...
It's handwritten.
Word for word?
Well, we like to say no, but yes, usually we write...
We can't deny it.
Yeah,
really?
It's a lot easier. It makes you feel a lot more secure if you can write it.
Do you have different colours for rebuttal and for your normal speech? Do you...
No, we usually number the cards though, so they don't get out of order. That can be disastrous.
Did you have a case line? Do they still have those in debating? It's sort of a team phrase?
Yeah, they do.
Do you remember yours?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think ours was... if Australia had become the 51st state of America, it would be to deny our political differences and to deny our heritage and culture.
Ooh, deep. Do you remember yours?
Oh, we didn't have a case line as such, but it was sort of like, it is undeniable the influence that the USA has had on Australia and the whole world.
Nice. And you won. You won.
No, the negative team
won. The negative one?
We won, yeah.
Really? What did the adjudicators' remarks are always so...
Yeah, they didn't give a lot of feedback, but they did mention it was sort of like argument structure and rebuttal that pulled it different ways.
Well done. What are you guys going to do when you leave school? Are you politicians in the making?
I don't know.
I'm hopefully heading into law and forensic science.
Ooh.
And the skills from debating, I'm not sure, I love lots of things, but the skills you gather from debating are really valuable in any sort of field you want to go into.
Absolutely. And do you get nervous? Are you freaking out?
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's hard, isn't it? You're still good at it, but it's still hard. Guys, thanks for coming in. Abigail Ellerton was here and Cara Schultz as well. Cara's from Sunshine Coast Grammar and Abigail's from St Andrews Anglican College at last night's Sunshine Coast Schools debating competition. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
It's 7:28. The Market
should have a steady opening.
Volumes which were expected were fairly light after heavy trade.